It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
Here's the snap from Andrews. Mills fakes the give, throws right side. Caught! Touchdown, Christian Kirk! The Texans score! They tie it up. They can take the lead with the extra point.
Kick is going to go to Davis, who fields it at the 2, out to the 10, 15, coming up the middle, 25, bounces off a tackle, spins, and he's out to the 40, cuts it back 50, he's going to go the distance! Happy birthday, Ray Davis! All the way for a flip into the end zone for a touchdown!
Higgins motions to the left. Mills with Woody Marks to his right in the gun. Second and goal at the 8. Here's the snap from Andrews. Davis looking. Davis passing to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Houston!
The Houston Texans, playoff hopes flickering. Big win. They beat the Buffalo Bills 23-19. And PK, that defense is really good, and they had an awesome night.
The best.
Bills got a special teams touchdown and still only scored 19 points.
The worst.
Reminds me of the baseball player who starts out hitting 450, and he's a 280 hitter. Like, well, he's going to have to hit 120 for a month and come back to earth. Josh Allen's obviously really good and headed to the Hall of Fame and all that. But last week, 3 touchdown passes, 3 touchdown runs, off the charts. Yep, coming back to earth here with 0 touchdown passes and 0 touchdown runs.
Yeah, you just described the career of Ed Kranepool to a T.
Ed Kranepool. Old school.
He had that hot summer once, and the next year, man, he couldn't hit his way out of a paper bag.
Yeah.
Eddie Kranepool.
Couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat.
Number 7 for the New York Mets. My childhood.
Right in the middle of NFL, what is trending? Ed Kranepool.
Well, you brought up the baseball.
I did.
Don't blame me.
I thought of you. Looking at that box score after the game, like, what happened to Josh Allen? I'm like, well, look what he did last week. Look what he did this week.
Eddie Kranepool.
Actually makes
But he was great in the
sense.
locker room, Ed Kranepool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Intriguing games this week. The Steelers 1 game in front of the Ravens with 7 to go. They're at the Bears. The Bears have made a habit of losing to good teams. Ravens, Lions, Vikings. Vikings are mediocre. And they have been thumping the bad teams. They actually split with the Vikings this year. Taking the Raiders and the Cowboys and all that. Now, what do you consider the Steelers? They good, mediocre, bad? Are the Bears going to be able to handle them? The Bears look like a well-coached team, largely beating who they're supposed to beat, and in their losses, you're not that surprised.
Well, is Aaron Rodgers healthy? Can he move around, do his thing? I like their chances, but the Bears have been a pleasant surprise, man.
Yep.
Sort of been rooting for them since everybody's been down on Williams. I like to go the other way. If I had to put money on it, not line, because I don't even know what the line is.
Yeah.
But,
no, just who wins, straight up.
I probably would go Chicago.
There are a few other intriguing games this week. The Chiefs are 5-5, and the Texans putting the pressure on them. It's basically 10 teams for 7 playoff berths in the AFC, and the Chiefs and Texans on the outside looking in. The Colts are 8-2 visiting Kansas City this week.
Watching the game last night, and they put up the screen of all the playoff contenders, the leaders.
Right, yep.
And then at the bottom, like, basically still have a chance, and the Chiefs are there. It's like, whoa, man. You knew it was going to happen at some point, but I didn't expect it this year.
I thought they'd be a wild card this year. I didn't think they were going to win the division 9 in a row, and obviously 3 teams in the playoffs and 2 teams that looked like they should either be as good as they were last year or better, and really leaning towards better for both the Chargers and Broncos. I thought the Chiefs would be in trouble in the division, but, man, I didn't see 5-5 after 10 games. And obviously they got the tougher schedule and all that stuff, and now here's a team that you, at the start of the season, you thought, well, this will be a breather for the Chiefs, and instead it's an 8-2 team coming in.
A breather?
The Colts haven't been very good lately, PK. The Colts at home in previous years.
I don't think I've ever heard that. A breather?
Yeah, never heard that.
No,
Really?
Breather.
Yeah, that's old school.
Cakewalk, maybe, but a breather?
6-4 Bucks at the 8-2 Rams. There's the primetime Sunday night game. The Rams are flying. It doesn't seem like they can do anything wrong at this point.
I
Take
hope
the
they don't
Rams.
crash. No, I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Bucks on the road, huh?
Yeah.
We're looking for locks of the week later. There's 3 games with double-figure point spreads. Seattle is at Tennessee, favored by 13.5. The Jets are going to Baltimore. The Ravens are favored by 13.5. And Detroit, 10-point favorites over the Giants at home. So you may not be able to. I've used some of those. I can't pick Detroit. I think I already used them. Yak's got the list. He'll keep me from doubling up. Yeah, exactly. All right. We'll do that coming up later this morning. When are we going to do that, Yak?
Always do it at 8:45.
8:45? There it is.
Every week.
Okay.
But in the same time.
Well, I was already forgetting. I was like, do we do that at 7:45?
We're 11 weeks deep, and we've been doing that.
Yep. Well, there you go. Hey, I introduced Riley yesterday when he'd been a guest the day before.
You teased it, man.
I don't necessarily. Yeah, you're right. I teased it. I don't necessarily know what day or time it is.
No. You're so busy. I mean, all the things you got going in your life. We understand. We're here for you. Don't you worry about it.
Thank you. DJ and PK.
Jeez.
Hashtag Utah.
Senior Day, so we get to recognize our seniors. It's a good kickoff time, 2 o'clock. We like that. A little bit of a roll here. We got some momentum going into this game, and got to try to hang on to that. All starts with a great week of preparation. It starts today with that. Pretty good health. We'll find out as the week goes on with some guys that might be a little questionable, but for where we are in the big picture, health-wise, got no complaints this time of the year.
There's Kyle Whittingham. Big picture, no complaints this time of year, PK. That's what you want to hear, isn't it? They've been injury-riddled in the past, and you really don't want to hear coaches and injuries as a crutch leading up to a game.
He's in a good mood, man. We've had some communication, and, he just likes where the program's at. Everything is trending up. Today is his birthday. He's 66. He feels no different than when he was 45. The program's in a really good spot. It seems going into it, how much do you want to win by, not are you going to win? And that's a good spot, man. You don't take that for granted at all.
This team is flying right now, coming off wins of 27 points, 31 points, 46 points, and doing it the way he loves. Good defense, awesome running game, blowout victories. This is his dream. Does he get another one? Kansas State, 2 o'clock tomorrow, ESPN2. DJ and PK.
Hashtag BYU.
First of all, they're a good team. That's the big challenge right there. Is just we're playing as a good team. They have good players, good schemes. They're well coached. And secondly, we're on the road, which we didn't handle our last road game very well. Didn't handle crowd noise very well. So we've got to do better with that. And then it's a long trip. We've done it before, and we've won games on the road in the past. But it's a huge challenge for sure. This is a team that is very good.
Aaron Roderick talking about the Cincinnati Bearcats, 9-1 BYU. 2 wins away from the Big 12 title game. And it's really clear on paper which one is a real test and which one ought to be a celebration. And this is the test.
Are you talking the 2 games?
Yeah, of these 2 games to get to the Big 12 title game.
Yeah, it's pretty much all on the line for the Cougs. You don't want to go too crazy and act like it's the biggest thing ever, but relative to you getting to the final game there in Dallas or for Arlington, you don't have to win, but you're then playing the Fates, and probably the Fates are going to go against you. So just win this ball game, seal the fate, turn back all these other would-be hopefuls. Now, a lot of these would-be hopefuls, like the Utes, have had very good seasons, so it's not like they should be bitterly disappointed. But you can do all that by winning the game, and when you factor in all this external stuff, plus the quality of the team on the road, blah, 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 it's a tough assignment. I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
We've heard a lot of coaches for a lot of teams over a lot of years talk and say nice things about teams, right? Oh, they're well coached. And sometimes they're just totally blowing smoke. But the network executives at Fox picked this game to play in prime time at 6 o'clock. They take everything A-Rod just said very seriously. They think they got themselves a good game, and they plugged it in there. It's over the air. You don't have to pay for some cable or streaming service.
It's relative, because if there are other games that you have no control over, and this week tends to be a down week in the schedule. So
yeah, but Fox doesn't have any SEC games, and they're the ones who do the most of the down a week.
Right, but it's relative to what else is out there. So, I mean, I know TV is your thing. I get it, but if it would have been Texas Tech at Utah, they would have that.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah State.
Utah State, 5-5. Bowl eligibility hanging in the balance. They're 3-3 in conference. They are 0 for the season on the road. They are at Fresno State tomorrow night at 8:30. CBS Sports Network. Coverage of the game starts at 7:30. Al Lewis filling in for Scotty G because Scotty G is with the Aggie basketball team. Al Lewis, Kevin White on the call. This is a massive game for Fresno State team that's having a pretty good season in its own right, PK.
Al Lewis, that's the lead story?
Yeah, well, it's right there. Big Grandpa Al. I'm hoping he screams about the referees because I love that about him.
Yeah, I mean, he was a long-time announcer for them, so It's fun to see him back doing something that I'm sure he loves. But, yeah, this is a huge game. You don't want to go in the last game against Boise. Boise's had a down season, but they still have the mystique of Boise in the Mountain West. But Fresno's pretty good, too. And that's a tough place to play. As I said earlier in the week that I covered BYU up there one year, and they got beat. Cougs got beat by the Bulldogs. So get away from last week as much as you can, because that ought to still bug you every time you think about it. And if you don't get bowl eligible, and that'll bug you all the way till next year. And if you're a senior and you're done, that'll bug you the rest of your life.
Fresno State is in a 5-way tie for second place in the Mountain West, trying to get into that conference title game. So they are fully motivated for this one.
Yeah.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
All right, other big games around the country. A couple to watch that'll impact the playoff race. USC, number 15. Oregon, number 7. 1:30 on CBS. A massive game in the Big Ten. They're both two-loss teams. And certainly all the teams that are right outside the top 10, the one in the playoff, want USC to beat Oregon. But if you're sitting there at 11 like BYU, 12 like Utah, 13, 14, if SC goes into Oregon, PK, and wins this thing by 20 points, I don't think that's going to happen. But if they do, how high does SC fly up? And do they fly past everybody and just replace Oregon up there? They get some awesome marquee-looking win. And, you had the quote we were talking about earlier this week where the chairman comes out and says, well, they didn't look good, talking about BYU at Texas Tech. Is he going to come out and say, well, USC looked great?
I don't think they would this week, but it doesn't need to happen this week. I take your point very seriously and do believe that there's a decent chance. But my guess would be SC then would have to obviously beat their rival the following week, next week, which they should. And at that point, so they'll move up, but not all the way. But then next week, do that and go from that position there. And I don't see Ohio State or Indiana losing, so I assume they would play each other in the final. But if something should happen, maybe SC gets another data point opportunity.
Yeah. Number 22, Missouri at number 8, Oklahoma. That's a 10 a.m. game on ABC, and that is another big game. Missouri, this would be Missouri's best win of the year if they go to Oklahoma and win. Missouri's had a pretty good season, but not a great season. Oklahoma, will they have a letdown? Will they have a bunch of turnovers? Will they mess this up? You would think at home they would take care of business. Missouri's 3 conference wins are all against the bottom half of the league. This would be far and away their best SEC win.
The one thing that could keep SC out of it is the game where you died on the hill, and you guaranteed us
Illinois.
that SC would win. Remember that, Yuck?
I do. I remember it. I don't care if Yuck does.
I do.
Yeah.
Friggin' Illinois.
And you just shouted from the rooftops.
Well, no more the mountaintops. Although there's really no mountains in southern Illinois. It's kind of flat. Yeah, and SC went out there and started the game in an enormous hole and couldn't get a stop.
You guaranteed it, and that's because losing to Notre Dame, at Notre Dame, well, whoop-de-doo. That's not going to keep you out.
No, the bad loss is clearly Illinois, who is 7-3.
And I tried to tell you.
Yeah, I didn't want to listen to you. Look at you. I don't want to listen to you.
It's been the story of my life.
I know, right? Sometimes I listen to you, but chose not to then. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Yeah, it's a tough league, tough turnaround, fighting like the guys did in that double overtime game. And then, having to play a Lakers team that's playing really well, it's part of the grind. But, it's fine to just go through it, the way we are and learn from it. And, we'll have our antennas up next time.
It's Kyle Anderson on This Team Learning, one of the veteran voices. Utah Jazz are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tonight, 8 o'clock at the Delta Center. Coverage starts at 7. It's a doubleheader at the Delta Center today, PK, with BYU playing there at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, day-night.
Day-night, yeah, it's a day-night doubleheader. Exactly. Day-night doubleheader. And the Jazz at 8. Pre-game with Jake Scott, Tim Lacombe, 7 o'clock tonight. The Thunder, admittedly, they've had a soft schedule out at the start of the season here, but nonetheless, 15-1 is impressive.
I can remember when I was a kid, my father said, hey, I got tickets to the Mets.
Another Ed Kranepool story?
Since you said day-night doubleheader.
Okay.
And he said, and they're going to play 2 games.
Uh-huh.
So I said, hold on. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at Shea Stadium for like 7-8 hours. Because it wasn't the day-night.
It wasn't day-night in those days, I remember.
I don't remember. Half hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Yeah. And he said, yeah. And I said, oh, take me now.
I do. I'm with you, man. I remember the first time I went to a doubleheader, it was the exact same thing. 7 hours? What are you in between? He says, we'll get something to eat.
Yeah.
We'll get a hamburger, hot dog. We'll get a soda. I'm like, hamburger, hot dog, soda, 7 hours of baseball. Sweet.
I didn't think of food, but I thought just being at the ballpark, man, and to be at Shea Stadium, which is no more, obviously. It's a parking lot right next door is the field. I've been to that. But, yeah, that was just awesome. And going to have that to an extent at the Delta Center. The ushers and all will get over there early. And, yeah, the Cougs will. I don't know if we're getting to that, but.
We will.
Yeah. Oklahoma City. Wow. And they've got a possibility of getting a couple of draft picks this year. Are they just going to just dominate? Are they going to do what the Celtics did in the 60s?
We've seen so many teams pulled apart by money. I assume they'll be eventually pulled apart by money. I wouldn't expect what the Celtics did in the 60s, but
okay, the Lakers.
Maybe what the Warriors did in the
last.
Maybe what the Warriors did in the last decade, or the Lakers did 20 years ago. Can they do that?
6 in a row, essentially, when MJ had played the whole season.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far. Keeping a team together over 8 years when everybody has to get paid.
Well, 6 years, not 8.
Well, it was. Yeah, they won 6 out of 8.
Right, but I mean, not this team doesn't need to be together 6 out of 8.
This team might pull off 6 in a row. Yeah, I would bet against that.
6 out of 7.
But I would say what the Warriors did.
If they hit on these draft picks, then they replace them. It's like the Celtics wanted to do with Len Bias.
I know, and it didn't work.
And then Reggie Lewis, both those young men died, unfortunately. Yeah. Right, but they went through some tough times, and that's part of Patino. And I don't know if maybe it was too soon for him, but. I don't know about they didn't have that opportunity, but that was the plan.
It was.
And then they died.
Yep. Major setbacks.
Yeah.
To their, not rebuilding, but they were just reloading.
Right.
Especially Bias. I mean, Bird was still, they got him right when they just won their 3rd title. You can totally see how that would have
So these guys got these picks, so I wouldn't just talk about the boys on the team right now. I'm talking about who they get going forward. I mean, they put themselves in a great position, so I'm not going to hold the management, think that the management couldn't do it. We'll see.
Jazz and the Thunder tonight at 8 o'clock, and the Jazz turn around to play the Lakers Sunday at 6. Playing some of the better teams here. The losses might start stacking up. You would expect that. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Rollins with it on the near wing. Gets it to Kuzma. With 19 seconds left, Kuzma nearly lost it. Out it comes to Turner. His 3-ball. It falls. Miles Turner, the go-ahead 3 with 14.8 seconds to go.
Bain the rebound. He gives it to Jalen. He'll raise up a 3. That's up and good. What a start for Jalen Suggs to the second half, and he's just picking up where he left off.
Grimes on a drive by one man to the corner, BJ. 12 to shoot for the Sixers. Back on top, Justin Edwards. Down the lane he goes to Maxey. Corner 3 in the air. It's good. Maxey puts it in. 46 points for Maxey.
Highlights from around the NBA. Maxey had just an awesome game for Philadelphia. They beat Milwaukee 123-114 in overtime. Seen a few 50-point games right out of the gate here. If you guys just absolutely going off, PK, and Tyrese Maxey ended up with 54 points on 18 of 30 shooting. Wow. 12 of 14 at the line, 6 of 15 from the arc.
I didn't pay a lick of attention to the NBA last night. This is all news to me.
The Spurs didn't have their young guns. It didn't matter. No Harper, no Castle, no Wembayama, and they win again.
Who'd they play?
They beat Atlanta, 135-126 at home, and the Spurs improved to 11-4. And because it's the NBA, we have to have injury news today. Checking the bottom of the standings, the Sacramento Kings, Domantas Sabonis out 3 to 4 weeks with a meniscus tear. So expect the Kings to join that group at the bottom of the league.
They're already there.
They're pretty close, yeah. They're not a one-win team, but they're not far away. Dallas Mavericks guard Dante Exum, former Jazzman, will undergo season-ending surgery after not suiting up this season. So,
I thought you were talking about next year.
I may shortly. Lakers fired Joey and Jesse Buss from their front office and scouting positions as they let go of nearly their entire scouting department. Jeannie Buss, the last Buss standing after the team was sold.
Well, I guess they threw them under the bus. It sucks for them, but doesn't that seem? Yeah, go scout.
Yeah,
just get away, get out,
Yeah.
Go be a scout.
Yep.
So what did they really lose as far as the organization?
The Hornets, another team at the bottom. LaMelo Ball reportedly wants to be traded after he was benched recently. The team's reportedly willing to talk about a potential deal, but they're in no hurry to jettison him.
Wow.
The Hornets. Yeah, there you go. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Utah loses for the first time this year. Cal Poly, a Big West team, comes in 92-85. Utes led for a couple minutes early. Cal Poly went on a run, took the lead, and Utah 50 points in the first half, not defending, out-rebounded by 10, not rebounding, and so they end up losing to the Mustangs.
And I was surprised to hear that was Alex's first loss as a player or coach. He was 65-0 in the Huntsman Center.
Yep.
I was there for many of them, not all of them as a player. The Tribune thought they needed to take me off because there was some excellent guy they had to get on the Jazz, or the Jazz beat was just going to go away. So I'm the one who got dumped, which was the Final Four, but fortunately that may cover the Final Four. But to think that he had been 65-0 in that building, obviously it was going to end at some point this year once he became a coach, because they're in full rebuilding mode.
Today, Utah State and Tulane, 11 a.m. Scotty G on the call from Charleston, South Carolina. Coverage on 1280 The Zone. The shows will continue over on the FM. Scotty's on at 10:30. The game tips at 11. And BYU in Wisconsin at the Delta Center at 2 p.m. Another marquee game for the Cougars, PK.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
The game is a good teacher right now. I think that game is an example for our group. I think we have a good leadership in that group. We have good guys with experience, guys who've been through stuff. So that will be a good discussion we need to have together. And that group showed when they want to fix things, they put their mind at it. They do it. So that's something that's really important, and we need to take that seriously.
Another loss. Vegas taking control of the game after scoreless first period. They went up 3-1. Eichel scores twice. Vegas wins 4-1. It's a rare game where they really didn't have much of a chance. Third period, Vegas was just in control. They got the fourth goal really early, and that was it.
Yeah, I gave up in the third.
4 straight losses, 9 of the last 11. The only team they've beaten in the month of November is Buffalo, and they got the Sabres twice. So the Mammoth will try again Saturday. The New York Rangers will be in town Saturday night. You can check that out. You'll listen to that game 7 o'clock here on The Zone, 6 o'clock for the pregame hockey night in Utah. That's what is trending, brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. All right, coming up this morning, a lot on tap. David Locke is going to join us to talk Utah Jazz at 8:30. Pablo Mastroeni will taunt you from Arizona, I've been told, PK. Gear up for that.
I'll be down there soon.
Hans Olsen, 9:30 to talk BYU football. DJ and PK, the question of the day. Hot takes or toast? Coming up next.
It's game week for the Cougars, and the KSL Sports Zone is getting you ready for kickoff. There was no Texas Tech hangover for the Cougars as they took their frustrations out on TCU. Now the Cougars hit the road for a huge Big 12 battle against Cincinnati. Listen all week long for the best coverage of Cougar football. Then catch college football Saturday game day at 10 a.m. with a postgame show immediately following the game on KSLSports.com. Your home for the best coverage of BYU football is live on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Don't miss your chance to win big every week on the KSL Sports Zone. This week, win tickets to Nate Bargatze and his Big Dumb Eyes World Tour at the Delta Center, December 4th through the 6th. Great seats still available at SeatGeek.com. Listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win.
So what A-Rod's saying is they're well coached, they got good players.
That's what he's saying.
Okay. I agree.
That would explain the 7 wins. If you want to piece it all together.
7-game winning streak, no less.
They did. They did them all in a row. Lost 1, won 7, and now have lost 2. Question of the morning. Since the playoff committee chairman put BYU in a hot seat, would this be the most soul-crushing loss if BYU loses on Saturday?
Way to adapt.
Thank you. Save. They're right there on the brink, on the precipice. Sure, they didn't look good 1 week. But if they look good over the next 2 weeks and they get a little help, it could happen. Certainly they can play their own way into the conference championship game regardless of the playoff. It's all there.
We talked about this late yesterday, but we didn't do it early.
We did not. How about this one? Mark, winning this week but losing next week to UCF would be more soul-crushing.
Yeah, but you can't anticipate something that's not here.
Well, apparently Mark can.
This is right here, right now.
This is a fan bracing himself for the ultimate disappointment.
No.
Brandon, I feel like our loss to Kansas last year hurt worse than a loss to Cincinnati would. Cincinnati's a much better team than Kansas.
Yeah, but it did at the end, but we're talking in the moment.
In the moment, you didn't know the dream was dead.
Right.
It was the first loss.
Right. Yeah. You didn't know that. And the Sun Devils were this Johnny-come-lately, so who knew what to expect from them? Nobody, even late in November, didn't have them winning the title.
They won the title, and Texas Tech may well win the title, but the hype for Texas Tech and the expectation completely different than the expectation for ASU.
As it should have been.
ASU came from the middle of nowhere, as Texas Tech was like, look at the guys over there with all that money.
Literally the bottom of nowhere. It's a different set of circumstances, whereas this one,
How about this?
This just chops you off here.
I think Case is the only person who thinks this. But thanks for sharing, Case. Case says, it's been an amazing season. All wins now are icing on the cake.
That's not true at all.
Go Cougs. And no, they will not lose. This is a 24-point win.
Ooh, man, that would be very impressive.
I know. But didn't I tell you, Case, this takes one of a kind.
But this
no
is
one else is going to say this.
This is not icing on the cake.
It is not. This is literally a big chunk of the cake.
No. Yeah, because the number one reason why it isn't icing on the cake is because you have the best winning percentage in the conference the last 2 years. Since the conference has been configured with these teams that are in it right now, you are the best team record-wise. If it would have been, say, like this, it would have been last year maybe, or would have been for both teams. Both teams, when they went into that game at this point a year ago tomorrow in Tempe, could have rationalized, oh my gosh, we've had an incredible season relative to expectation. Well, no, and I realize expectations weren't that high this year because of the Retzlaff situation, but you put that to bed weeks ago, and now when you look at where this program is, and I say program because that includes last season, no, you're expected to win. Absolutely, man. There's been some separation now over the course of almost 2 full seasons, and you're right there at the top. So I don't buy that's rationalization. This isn't going to hurt my summer, Karl Malone, with another choke job in the playoffs. No, not at all. Not going there. At least not now. Maybe in January.
In January it'll be different?
Yeah, if they go 11-2 and kick the crap out of somebody in the bowl game, I'll at least entertain it. Yes, it will be different.
All right.
But I'm not going there right now.
Okay. I'm surprised you're serious. I thought that was sarcasm.
I just said entertain.
Yeah.
I didn't say for sure, but if you want to go in that direction, because you're, as you just said, using all those adjectives, you're right there.
You're at the precipice.
Yeah, you're right there
of
again.
A childhood dream.
Yeah, and I can argue very much so that you're a better team than last year. And you've proven the quality of team. Last year, you were still trying to prove it. That's why, think about it. When they punked Colorado the way they did, that was all a big surprise. That's why it was so much fun, because you didn't know you could do that. And that was the last game of the season, and you still were unsure how good you were. Everybody was jacked about that game.
You're in charge of the usually I'm in charge of the numbers, but you've been in charge of the numbers here. What is BYU's combined two-year record at now?
It's just great. It's 24-2.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's 20-3.
20-3.
If you
yes,
sell
you're
it,
right.
people believe you. You know,
Yeah,
I made
but
a
you
career
didn't-
out of just selling stuff that isn't true.
You didn't really sell that. That was you kind of gave yourself up there with your
I know,
tone.
it was a joke.
20 wins, 3 losses.
That's awesome.
You don't want to go to all that trouble, all that work,
Yeah.
have all that success, and then not get to the conference title game either year? That would suck.
Yeah. I've been there as a fan. I know what that is, because when the Utes struggled in the conference making the transition, oh, well, that's teams do it, and they pointed to the Devils. Except that wasn't true. The Devils did not struggle when they made the switch.
No.
In fact, the very first year they beat SC as the number 1 team. And
this is all true. I remember all this. You're
Yeah.
not selling stuff that isn't true.
And they got down to the end and then lost like 3 or 4 times where they could have gone to the Rose Bowl. It was bitter for so many people.
Rivalry week.
Yeah.
Always went wrong, and somebody else got in.
It was one time it was Washington because they had a funky schedule, but it wasn't always Arizona. But, yeah, they had opportunities right there, and they couldn't get it done. The Cats in the 90s, Desert Storm,
Yeah.
they had a time, and there was a hurricane or something in Florida, so they had to rearrange some schedules, and the Bruins come, and they beat them, and the Cats thought they had it, man. They thought it was right there to be had, and they didn't.
They went
and yeah, that was a
12
phenomenal season, but they didn't get the job done.
They went 12-1, and they didn't get to go to Pasadena.
No.
It was remarkable.
And now they'll never play there,
yeah.
ever.
Yeah, you have that over.
Ever. They
You'll
have no
that over
idea
there
what it's
forever.
like.
Yeah.
I told that to Lavengood, their AD, once. And he actually went to BYU. He wasn't LDS, but he went to BYU. And I said, man, you don't know what it's like. Sure we do. We play there every other year. And I knew I could tease him because he had a good personality. I think it was UNLV's AD point too. But yeah, so when you have that and BYU knocking on the door again, no, not in the moment, man. If you want to, after weeks go by, text us. I guess we don't take calls anymore, but if you wanted to do that,
we can still take phone calls.
We can take calls, yeah. You can go and do that and entertain that idea, but not now.
Melody is lecturing us.
Okay.
Melody is a longtime listener, and she often posts. Melody.
I saw her father died here recently. My
really?
condolences, yeah, because I read the obituaries.
Okay.
And I clicked on and I saw her name on there as a survivor. I figured it was the same person.
Melody says, "Don't speak that into the universe, you two!" Exclamation point. As if we could create these things.
Well, I believe I do have some cosmic power.
You do not.
Number
one, you don't, and number two, you don't believe it.
I believe I do. I do.
I think you're selling the stuff you were just talking about earlier. Yeah, can I get a ruling from the judge?
I don't care what you believe, but I believe it. I'll give you a classic example. You can say yes or no.
You're gonna manifest this? Like, is that what you're doing?
I'll give you a classic example. Some years ago, which would have been about 28 years ago, we were looking to upgrade our house.
Mm-hmm.
And so the realtor, my guy, Darren Mansell, has taken us around to houses in the area.
Okay.
We're at a house. Of course, the people who live there are gone, right? When you show the house, they usually leave. And the answering machine comes on. Hello, Mom, Dad. And it's the son. And blah, blah, blah. And I said to my wife and to Darren, I said, this guy's going to ask for money before this message is over. I need some money.
That was hilarious.
I've got that ability, man.
Yeah, you see, you didn't create that or speak that into existence in the universe. That's you being able to read people. That's two different things. You have the ability to read people, but you didn't speak that into existence.
Yeah, you didn't manifest.
And what am I not doing, or what am I supposed to do that you're arguing that I don't have right now?
You're not supposed to manifest.
I don't even know what the hell that means, but go ahead. Go ahead. Come on.
Don't speak that into the universe, you two, is what Melody said. That's
okay, I have the ability to do that.
If you had the ability to do that, Arizona State would have been the Ohio State in the Rose Bowl.
I don't do it willy-nilly. It's a sacred power.
Yeah, but you would have used it in the Rose Bowl. The granddaddy of them all.
I did. When I was there. The problem is, the second time I wasn't there.
You don't have the power through TV? You have to have a physical presence?
Especially it wasn't HD then.
Okay. Just keep making stuff up.
I'm not making stuff up.
It wasn't HD.
HD gives you a clearer vision. How do you argue with that?
That'll be some of your better work today right there. DJ PK, when we come back, another beauty of a question up, because it's a birthday today for the big man. But what about the future? What are you going to speak into existence and manifest for Kyle Whittingham, PK? We'll get to that next. Stay with us. The band of the day today, Dockery, as they release their self-titled debut album on this day in 2006, brought to you by Live Nation. For all live concerts and events in 2025, check out livenation.com. PK.
What?
You know what today is?
Friday, November 21st. Do you remember?
The 21st day of November.
I could have easily done that.
Yeah, well, 3 syllables. September, November. Yeah, you can make it work.
It sounds the same.
Have you ever heard their Christmas remix of that?
But they chose September.
21st day of December.
They do have a Christmas version of it.
Okay, nice. It is also, and you always note this, Kyle Whittingham's birthday.
I like to tease him that week.
Yes, you do. He really appreciates it a lot.
Yeah.
He is 66 today. Rolling out another year. 8-2. Closing in on double digits again. Question, what do you want him to do? Come back for another year? Retiring right off into the sunset?
I think it's 3 words.
What would that be?
Guess. I got 3 words.
Take it easy. Eagle song.
Now, he has told me he has stood on the corner in
Winslow, Arizona, yes.
And I said, well, scoot over. I didn't see you there because I went to northern Arizona. And that's close by.
So was Winslow like, 40 minutes away or something?
Yeah, along those lines. It's right off the freeway there.
So at some point when you got nothing to do.
Well, I had a roommate from L.A. who moved over.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we'd be of the same generation and was a huge Eagles fan like many of us were.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wanted to go over there to check that out. And they have a statue there now. I don't remember if they had it at the time. This is a long time ago. So take it easy. I have a broader 3-word phrase. It's not specific.
What would that be?
Guess.
I just did. I said take it
again.
easy. Oh.
But no, I gave you another clue, though. It's not broader. Anything specific.
Yeah. I wish there were more lyrics, but those are 4 words.
No, it's simply 3.
Relax. Don't do it.
One is a compound word.
Is it lyrics? Is it lyric based?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll leave the music behind then. With you two, it often is music based.
Well, I did tell him love stinks.
That's let the good times roll. No, 4 words.
It's broader. It's nothing specific, which I think should be the answer, as I've thought about this.
Do what you want. No, 4 words.
That's basically it.
Okay, but
whatever he wants.
But whatever he wants. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going with the what do you want him to do, so I was personalizing it, but I have basically the same answer. Whatever he wants.
Yes.
I can't lose here. These are all great outcomes for me because your question, what do you want him to do? It's like if he comes back and coaches, we're probably going to see another, barring a bunch of injuries, probably going to see another really good Utah football team. It has been fun covering the Utes, going to Utes, watching them either get really close to doing something big or doing something big, and either way we get a story. And I wouldn't expect anything else if he comes back for another year. And if 100%. He walks away, he's 66. He's had an awesome run. And if this is the best time for him to walk away, you can't begrudge somebody that. If he thinks this is the time in his life to turn the page, and you've talked about, and I worked with his daughter-in-law. We worked at the same place where I actually saw her at one of the last games. She's up there. And so the grandkids, you can see them running around and the age of them growing up and all that. And it's like he decides, I need to spend more time being grandpa and less time thinking about college football. Can't begrudge him that. And then, assuming they go with this plan they've been telling us about forever, it's Morgan Scalley, who at one point I was watching him as a high school football star. Then I was covering him as a college football star. Then we worked with him in radio for a year. And now we've interviewed him as coach. I'm super intrigued to see what he does. It's another one of these people who we've known forever.
Yeah, but I think you might risk losing him, though, because as you said, they've had this plan, quote, forever.
I know. And a lot of these plans, because we've been doing this forever, a lot of these plans don't work out.
Yeah.
People get named coach in waiting, and then it ends up not coming to pass and end up coaching somewhere else. And I'm aware all along, and you've brought it up from day one, like, that's the plan, but doesn't always work out the way everybody plans.
Right.
And that is a risk. If Kyle decides, I want to be doing this when I'm 67, and he decides to do another year.
If Morgan, and I have no idea this would happen, but I know he's had opportunities that if he just decides, hey, I want it now. Yeah. I'm willing to take my family to wherever.
And not only that, not all these opportunities are created equal. Whatever opportunity he had in the past, maybe it wasn't quite as good. Maybe there's an opportunity coming up now that he's like, man, if I do this is going to be great.
But I don't care.
You don't care.
About worrying about that.
Yeah.
And I love Morgan as well as anybody. I could tell you stories that I don't want to tell you that is involving my personal life. And if he wants to leave, if Kyle wants to come back and coach his 22nd season, so be it. And he's earned that right. And if that means Morgan leaves, so be it. Because then I can go get Jay Hill.
That was actually literally the next thing I was going to say.
This is a great job.
Yes.
It's a great fan base.
And Kyle,
a lot of things going for it.
And Kyle has built a good coaching tree. One of the many things he's done well over his career is he's built a good coaching tree. I would be super intrigued if Morgan Scalley took this job. I would have two eyes locked on this at all times. But
Scalley or Jay Hill?
If Scalley took this job, I'd be super intrigued. But if Scalley,
I think he will.
But if Kyle comes back and if Scalley gets some golden offer that's just too good to turn down and he takes it, and then Kyle quits and ends up being Jay Hill. Well, I remember when Jay Hill was transferred from Rick's College and talked about him. I interviewed him when he was at Weber State and BYU, and great. I'd be super intrigued what Jay Hill did with the program.
Because there could be some good programs here. Both programs in the desert could be available.
Arizona's having a good year. Yeah, if their coach got hired away, obviously, it's you. Yeah, I see what you're going. Yeah, you're one of those guys in this musical chairs.
Conversation and texting from yesterday.
Ooh. I would have.
I'm not reporting anything, so don't go running on Twitter or whatever. I'm just speaking possibilities, and maybe they're distinct, slim, no chance possibilities. This is what I've been hearing.
I thought just watching games and having done this for a while, Arizona, I could really see. ASU, it seems like he really wants to be there and to be a little harder to pull away. Doesn't mean you can't pull him away.
And he very well could coach there for the next 20 years.
Right.
35 years old. Time is on his side.
I don't think Arizona has a coach for the next 20 years.
No. I mean, the UCLA job is open. He's from there.
That could happen.
He was him and Neuheisel will have a connection when he was there. And speaking of Brennan, so I'm just saying there could be some good jobs that don't require a massive move.
No, I get it.
And you get an opportunity to coach at one of those programs.
You get
obviously you get a bump in the salary, but
you go to a school that's got NIL money. You got a good connection to the AD and or the president. I can see why you'd make the jump.
We'll see. But I think it's for Kyle, whatever he wants.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Well, Utah and BYU are tied at the hip again. This game is going to play out, and one fan base is going to be happy, and one fan base is going to be sad. There's no way around it. We will get to that next. Stay with us.